Hey Race, how much Americans in their 40s have in their 401k accounts? By the time you're in your 40s, you're entering your peak earning years and could be more than halfway to retirement. How prepared are you? CNBC Make It turn to Fidelity, the nation's largest retirement plan provider, for the numbers. As of the first quarter of 2019, Americans between 40 and 49 years old had an average 401k balance of $102,700 and were contributing 8.5% of their paychecks. Fidelity. Also, here are the average contribution rates by age, also from Fidelity. These rates do not. Keep in mind that Fidelity's data only takes into account those Americans with a retirement account, so it doesn't present the full picture. Almost a quarter. The answer to this is highly personal and depends on your lifestyle, expenses, and spending habits, but there are a few basic guidelines to follow if you want to retire comfortably. Fidelity recommends saving 15% of your salary toward retirement, and that amount includes contributions from your paycheck as well as any contributions from your company. The goal is to be 10 times your final salary in savings to be retirement. If you want to retire, ultimately, though, everyone's scenario is different. If you're getting a late to help you figure out the right amount to fund your retirement, try using a related video. Manage your 401k during periods of market volatility. If you're not setting aside 10-15% of your income for retirement, or you don't have the equivalent of 3 times your salary saved by age 40, don't panic. There are that will help. First things first, enroll in your employer-sponsored 401k plan if you haven't already, says Katie Taylor, Vice President of Thought Leadership at Fidelity Investments. Next, find out if your company offers a 401k match. If they do, most importantly, start setting aside money now. If you're one of the many Americans without access to a 401k, don't stress. Most importantly, you have, including a traditional, Roth or September IRA, HSA or choose an account to fund and start setting aside money for your future today.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.